You define what success is, not what people determine success is for you. We live in a society now where material gains at all cost. It's, have you got a nice car? Do you have a nice house? Are you earning loads of money? And whilst all this is a worthy pursuit, it's not everything, and it doesn't determine your self-worth. It doesn't determine your self-value. It doesn't alleviate your depression, your anxiety. It helps to have money. It's nice to have a fancy car and a big house. But it's not the root cause of all your problems. And this consumerism culture that we have currently going on right now, where it's greed at all costs, make money at all costs, sacrifice your family life for the pursuit of wealth. It is such a never-ending pursuit of more. Like, you're just stuck on this constant hedonic treadmill of trying to get more, because you're placing your value on what is going to make you fulfilled in the wrong place. You're climbing up the wrong wall. It's like people who get stuck in this pursuit of more think that more money is going to make them happier, is going to make them feel secure. Having a bigger house than your neighbours is going to make you feel secure and make you feel like you have self-worth. It's going to get rid of that nagging mind, that anxiety that comes from your just like human existence. But this just doesn't work. No external material objects or anything external can influence the way we accept ourselves and the internal. And like, you need to accept who you are and accept your insecurities and anxieties before thinking that anything external is causing you problems. And look, if you have got a real lack of money, like I have at the moment, like, it does cause you suffering. When you don't have money, and when you have a very like severe lack of money, it's all you think of is money, money, money. So I'm not dismissing the pursuit of getting wealthy, because I think we live in a society now which is a capitalist one, where you have to make money to survive. You need to support your family. You need to support your loved ones. You need resources to do what you want. That is just the society we live in. So you need to make money because that is how we survive. But when is this enough? And like, how much success is enough for you to be happy and content? Because if not, if we don't define what makes us happy and content, the bar always moves. We set a goal, and then we achieve that, and then we have this feeling of unease, this feeling of dissatisfaction. And then we're like, oh, right, let's achieve the next thing. And then achieve the next thing. Then we achieve that, and then we're on to the next thing straight away. And we're just on this hedonic treadmill of constant more. And this is because of the way the mind is designed. Through a process of evolution, we have developed this mechanism in our minds that wants to desire things more than have pleasure. And this makes perfect sense, right? Because if you're a hunter-gatherer, and if you desire something, you're going to chase that. So say if you desire sex or you desire food, you're going to pursue them activities, and that's going to help you pass on your genes and survive. But there needs to be a reward for that desire, okay? So you desire it. You desire in sex. You desire in the food. And you get the pleasure. You get the pleasure of an orgasm and the pleasure of having sex. You get the pleasure of eating food, the taste, the feeling of being full. But this pleasure only lasts for a microsecond, up to minutes. And then the desires kick in again. Because if we was just to sit in pleasure, if we was just to bask in pleasure for our whole life, we would never go out and pursue more. So our hunter-gatherer ancestors would have had sex once, and they never would have had sex again, meaning they wouldn't have given themselves more chances to have offspring to pass on their children. Same with food. If they just ate a really nice meal and never ate again, they would starve and die. So our brain has been designed through a process of evolution to desire things more than feel pleasure. So why is this important? Why am I even mentioning this? I want you to think of it like when we pursue our goals, it's all driven in emotion. There's a reason we're pursuing these goals, and it's not by pure logic, because humans don't work like that. We have a logical part of our brain, which is the prefrontal cortex, and this looks at things in a very like systematic, logical way. But that's not what drives us to go out and achieve things. We've got this emotional side to us. And at the base of every goal we have, of every desire, is an emotional response. It's, if I do this, it's going to make me feel like this. And where I currently am right now is making me feel like this, so I need to act. And emotions are fleeting. They come and go. They're never long lasting. And that emotion, that pleasure that you're seeking, is fueled by some insecurity and some anxiety and some dissatisfaction with where you currently are. So you're designed by a process of evolution to go out and achieve more, constantly achieving more. And this is why you see people after they've won world titles, like Tyson Fury, for example, when he won the heavyweight championship, he said the day after was the worst day of his life. And then he went into this massive depression, massive drug binge, and caused himself so much suffering. Happens with Olympians all the time. When they achieve the top of their game, they get to where they want to go, and then they drop off. And then the depression kicks in, the anxiety kicks in. Because in their mind, they anticipated that the pleasure was going to last forever, that they were going to achieve that, and they were constantly going to be basking in this glory. And they completely ignored the tendency of the mind for pleasure to pop, and then to desire to start kicking in again. And they just couldn't comprehend the fact that they put so much expectation on this material goal that they had, and it didn't make them feel how they anticipated to feel. And it just completely kills them. It completely destroys their mental health, their well-being, and then they go into these depressive states, these ruts. And this is going to happen to you, not maybe to the certain extent that they do, but if you're putting so much anticipation and expectation on how you're going to feel in the future, you're going to get there and realize it's not living up to your expectations. Your expectations of what's going to happen in the future are going to ruin how you feel. The only way you're going to be satisfied, the only way you're going to be happy is accepting what is happening right now. You need to be happy and content with where you are, who you are, because that is the only way to be happy. The present moment and accepting what is happening right now is the only way we can productively be happy and actually make choices that aren't going to lead us to more dissatisfaction. Being present is our ticket off the treadmill. This treadmill with this carrot that's dangling off at the end, and we're sprinting for it. We nearly get there, and then it moves away at the last second. Or we take a little bit of the carrot, but there's still loads there, and we need to run again. And the carrot's ever growing. And the more we jump back on the treadmill, the more we keep pursuing more and more and more, the more dissatisfied we get. The less satisfied we are with where we are. When you focus on what you want so much, you just reinforce that you're not that right now, and you just ruin your self-esteem. You also don't appreciate the things that are going on around you. You don't show gratitude for the people. You don't show gratitude for where you are and how you got here. And then you live your life anticipating the future. You're always peeping over the shoulder of the present moment. And it's a constant pursuit of more, more, more. But life is just made up of little moments. Life is just infinite amounts of present moments. And if we're living and we're anticipating any moment but now, any moment but the present moment, then we're never living life. We're not living. We're not here. You're not enjoying what you've been brought here to do. I really do think the whole human existence and the meaning of life is to accept what's happening right now and be in this present moment. The meaning of life is to be here speaking to this podcast. That's the meaning of life. In every present moment that comes on, every infinite amount of points of awareness I have, I need to be right there, not thinking elsewhere, not anticipating something, but accepting where I am. Oh, sorry guys. Accepting where I am. And that doesn't mean you can't think and anticipate the future, but the moment you start living there, the moment you put expectations on that, you're setting yourself up for suffering. Because another thing is you put expectations on what you think it's going to be like when you achieve these goals. And you never know if you're even going to achieve them. You never know if you feel like that. We can't predict the future because the future doesn't exist yet. It's something that's manifesting as we are beings, these conscious beings. The future is constantly manifesting into present moments. So there's no way we can know if we're going to feel like we anticipate to feel. So when you attach an emotion to how you think you're going to feel, all you're doing is creating an expectation. And this expectation is going to cause suffering because you're never going to feel exactly how you imagined it. So it's this weird predicament that we're in where, like, we have to think of our future, and we also want to have emotions and feelings attached to that outcome because that's what drives us to attain these goals. But the whole idea of trying to attain this future version of ourselves is causing us suffering because it's reinforcing where we are not right now. And I don't know what to do about this. Like, this is a predicament that I've been stuck in for so long. And I think it's something like having the goals, having the pursuit of this idealistic version of yourself, and then just focusing on what you can do day in, day out. Have that as a compass of where you're going, but don't live in that future. Don't put your self-worth and your self-value on that future because that then is going to cause suffering. And this process is just pure mindfulness and meditation. As I always mention when I do these videos or the podcast, like, you just need to anchor back to the present moment and catch yourself thinking when you're anticipating this future version of yourself or this future idealistic goal. Because happiness doesn't lie in the future. It lies now, right here. So that's my video, people, of the attainment of goals. I don't really know where I went with that. I kind of just went on a little rant. It's like a dichotomy that I've been struggling with for a while. After reading Stoicism, I noticed as I sit up, my voice tonality changes and my kind of state of mind changes. Maybe that's another video for me to do, like body language and how it affects your state of mind and the way you come across. Because look, if I look like this, I feel so much more different to this. But right, that's on another video. Thank you very much for listening, people, and I will see you all in the next video.